Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a planner page. It's the first week of the year, and so I know a lot of you are either starting your planners or looking for a planner, or you might even want to just make your own pages because you can't find exactly what you're looking for. So whether you're doing these to sell them or to just use them for yourself, I'm going to show you how to make a basic planner page. So as you can see, I have Illustrator open. I like to use 2020, but any version should work pretty similar. So I'm going to go over here to create new, and I want mine to just be letter sized for just regular printer paper. So I've got a letter selected here, 11 by 8.5, and I'm going to choose this up and down orientation because I want it to be printed out on up and down. So I've selected that, and then I'm just going to hit create. Now what you see is it gives me a blank page and all of these different choices. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to start with a box. So you're going to choose your rectangle tool, and if you hold down shift while you're dragging, it will make it a perfect square. You see this purple line from corner to corner there? So I'm going to just choose this. Now I want this to have a dashed line around it instead of this solid line. So here if I click my black arrow and I deselect it, then you can see this is a really solid line. But I want it to be dashed. So I've clicked the box again. I'm going to click right here. And you can see if I click the word stroke, then it gives me all these different options. And that's what I want. I want to click right here where it says dashed line, and it gives me just this nice little option. Now I can also do this, and I haven't messed around a lot with these with the dotted line stroke, but let's see. So yeah, you can see that it kind of gets darker and lighter. That's kind of really cool. So I'm going to shrink it down, again holding shift, and I'm going to put it, let's see here. Now I want to make this taller than it is wide, so I'm just going to pick the top part and pull up on it. And I'm going to pull out on this side just a little bit. And you can see I've got my box right there. So let's say we make this our mind dump section. Now of course you can do this with however you want to format your page. I'm just showing you kind of a general all-in-one simplified version. So I've got my text there, and obviously you probably don't want it just this simple plain text. So you're going to go over here under character, hit the down arrow. Now I want something curly, so I'm going to go up here to filters, and I'm going to select flowing or calligraphic. I'm going to deselect my weight that I had selected from my older project because I don't know what weight I want my text. I just know that I want it curly. I like this. Okay, this is Adorn Pomander. I'm going to hold shift and pull on this and make it bigger all around, and you can see, there we go. So I'm going to use my arrow keys and just take it up just a little bit just to give me some space, and there we go. So now I'm going to show you guys how to make a bullet journal page if that's what you want on your planner piece. So I'm going to go down here, level with the top of this box, hold shift, drag, and pull, and you can see it's made my box. I'm going to take it in on this side a little bit just so I have a little bit of a margin. Take it down here so it's even with the other box. And now I'm going to hold control and the plus sign on my keyboard. I'm on a Windows, not a Mac. Alright, so you can see I'm closer now. And my fill, I don't want it this solid black. I want it to be a very pale gray, just enough to set it apart from the rest of the page. So let's see, I've got this. This is my C0, M0, Y0, K10 gray. I'm going to just scoot it over just a little bit with my arrow keys. There we go. And I'm going to hit Control 2 to lock it in place. Again, this is a Windows, not a Mac, and so I believe, let's see. I think on a Mac it's Option instead of Control, so whatever these cues are that I'm giving you, I think you can do Option on a Mac instead of Control. So now I've got the ellipse tool, and I'm going to take it and just hold shift again, make a perfect circle, like that. And before I deselect it, I'm going to choose my fill because I don't want it to be that pale color. I want it to be a darker color. I'm going to go with C0, M0, Y0, K70. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to hit the black arrow and deselect. Okay, so that's decent. I'm going to control zoom in with my plus sign and shrink it even more. Because this is bullet journal, you don't want it to be big. dots. Okay, so now I've got that. Let's see. I am going to. So if you're doing this in InDesign, there's an easier way to do it in InDesign, but since I'm in Illustrator, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to zoom in again using plus and control. I'm going to hit Alt and Shift and hold down while I pull on this little dot. And let's see, it's 0.05 inches apart. That's what I want. And I'm going to do that again, Alt and Shift held down until, there we go. Alt and Shift hold down. And now I'm going to select all 4 of these. And first I want to zoom out and see what size my dots actually are in my box, just to make sure that they fit right. And you see how close they are. I do want to zoom them out actually then. So what I'm going to do to make sure that the spacing is good, I'm going to delete these 2. I'm going to line this one back up, and I'm going to hit Shift and my right arrow key. And you can see how easy that spaces that out evenly like that. Now when I zoom out, you see how much better that looks? So now I'm going to do the same, probably just one more time. So again, Alt, Shift, pull it away, and line it up. That lined up right? Okay. Now Shift, arrow key once, and there we go. Okay, now I'm going to select all 3 of these, holding Shift and picking each of them. And I'm going to again hit Alt and Shift and drag this to the right until I get this little indicator that, let's see, it should pop up. Okay, it's not popping up, so I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to Alt Shift, and why isn't it doing that? So what should happen is a purple indicator should show up telling you that your things are equally spaced apart. But since we're not having that, I'm going to keep Shift and arrow key and Alt Shift, Alt Shift arrow key, Alt Shift arrow key, Alt Shift arrow key. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get one entire line in my gray box. Okay, now you can see that I've got one full line of dots. And so what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and lock this and lock my dotted line box with Control 2 or Option 2, I believe, if you're on a Mac. And so I've locked those both in place so I don't accidentally click them. So now I'm going to Shift, actually not even that, I'm going to left click and hold over all of these. And you can see it's all been selected. I'm going to just pick a dot and I'm going to hit Alt, Shift, down. And you see that makes a nice little grid there. And so, just like I did with the other dots with the going to the right, I'm going to do the same thing until I complete this entire square. And that's just Alt, Shift, down key, Alt, Shift, down key, Alt, Shift, down key. Okay, so I've got this entire graph box done there, you see that? And I've got a good bottom of my page. Now what I want to do is I want to make this like a one print all page, so you can just print out one for your entire day and do whatever you need to do with it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a schedule line, and I'm going to try and do it, I guess, over here because there's more space. I want this page to not look cluttered, but to have as much room to work with as it possibly can. So what I'm going to do here is I've taken my curvature tool, and I was scared of this tool at first too, but once you get the hang of it, it's your favorite tool. So I'm going to select a spot here. I'm going to hold down Shift to make a straight line, and I'm going to drag just about to here, and I'm going to click. Now, and you can see it's pulling on it and stuff. You can hit Escape if you don't want to see that. Sometimes I like to ignore it because once I switch to something else, I don't have to worry about it. You're going to take your stroke and you're going to do it as heavy as you want it. I'm going to get rid of this fill real quick. And let's see, I've got a 2-stroke. I may take that down to just 1. Okay. And you can do it, also do that, a dotted line too, by clicking on this word stroke, same as we did earlier. And I might actually do that. No, I think I'm going to go with a solid line, just to make it easier. Now something also you might want to do is go here under stroke and hit cap, and you want the round cap, just to make it a little bit less. Let's see if I can show you. You're going to do that. If you have this, it's just flat on the end, which that's not bad, but I want it to just look a little bit like that. See that? And it's just nice and rounded, and from a distance there's not much difference, but you can kind of see why that's a good thing to do. Okay, I'm going to move this over, and there we go. I want it to be level with the edge of this box. There we go. Alright, Shift and hitting the up arrow until I get to where I want the top line. And I want a little bit of space just so I can label it with today's schedule. Now, I'm going to hit Alt, Shift, drag down. And I might take that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hit the Shift arrow key again, just because that gives me a standard unit of measurement. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but that makes sure that it stays the same between all of my spaces. So I'm going to do that twice, I think. Alt, Shift, down, down. Nope. Now, if you are holding Alt while you keep doing that, it will make more than one. I don't want that. So Alt, Shift, down, Alt, Shift, down, Shift, down. So you're going to have to keep doing that and just making sure that you are not changing your spacing. Now again, in InDesign there is a different way to do this, but I'm in Illustrator. Illustrator is my app of choice. Here you can see where they're doing the purple guidelines that tell me that this is the same space. Excuse me. So you can see how that you can't really tell where you can kind of tell a little bit, but you see that it's all pretty standard spacing. So like you know this because you designed it. So I want it to be from 8 a.m. to, let's go to midnight. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can just start 3 from the top. And Alt Shift. And there we go. Okay, so let me just double count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, what am I doing? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So to midnight. I started counting from 1 instead of 8, and then I messed up and started counting in military time. So you can see we've got just our set of lines here, and you can make them, more spaced out if you want, but I'm going to just leave it like this. Now you're going to go to your text tool, your type tool, click it, and just click once. You don't want to create the box because Well, at least I like to do it without the box because I can manipulate the text a little bit better. So, we've got this curly font. I'm going to type just 8 a.m. I don't think I want this curly font. I want something that's very easy to read in a small font. I'm going to go back up here to filters in my font, or my character window. Sans serif. Let's see. Let's go with this. Nope, this one looks a little bit too plain, I think. We're going to go with this one. And just line it up right there. Okay, now again, Alt, Shift, down, whoop. Alt, Shift, down, down. Why is it doing that? There we go, okay. Alt. Okay, I'm going to just drag, there we go, I want it level with this next line, and 9 a.m. with a space, and see how nice that is? So you're just going to keep doing that while it's level, and Alt, Shift, there we go, Alt, Shift, Alt, Shift, both are being held, and once again holding Alt, Shift, let's take that down. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of these numbers, and don't worry about the line and the number overlapping because we're going to fix that here in a second. Just make sure that your spacing is even on the letters too, because you want to make sure that they all seem kind of uniform. So make sure that if you have a space between 11 and AM, that you are you're putting another space in there when you go to put two numbers in, and the same. Also make sure that you switch to PM at noon, because that's something that's easy to forget when you're going down a line and trying to get them all to be the same, because the letters will make a little bit of a difference. Like lining them up on your own, just because like the size of a certain letter may be different. So I'm just going through here and changing all my times and getting them how I want them, lining them up, and let's see. So, and if you are interested in purchasing this planner page, you're going to be able to find it on my Etsy shop for $1. And I do like to buy planner pages personally for myself because I don't have to make them. They're printed, and they're a lot of the way how I like them. And if I want fill-ins, I can just make them on my own. And if I am making just one page, I like to use Illustrator instead of InDesign. But InDesign is what I designed my planners in. If you are interested in purchasing a planner from me, you can find it under Galactica Designs on Amazon. I have 2 or 3 planners on there that I designed. Let's see, I gotta change this to AM because it is midnight. Alright, going back up here to my black arrow and control and the minus sign, or I believe it's command. Oh, it's command on the Mac, that's what it is. If I didn't say that before. Now you can see I've got all these different types. I don't want to do the paragraph version to align them. I want to use align. And I want it to horizontal align left. Actually, you know what? No, I want it to horizontal align right. That's what I want, because I want them all lined up with the lines. I'm going to scoot them out with my arrow key just a little bit. And there we go. So I'm going to select all of this with my left arrow key. And I'm going to shift, hold it down. Sometimes I like to do this not necessarily because of the preciseness, but because it's faster. I want it down closer to this, and I want to write daily schedule. And you know, you could get fancy with this type of lettering here too. It depends on what you're really interested in. Actually, I'm going to change this to today's schedule. And yeah, I don't think I want it curly, because now see, here is why I like to do this by just clicking and not creating a box already, because I can do this and manipulate my letters like that instead of having to change it from touch type and things like that. So there we go. Now let's see, what should I put in this corner here? Let's see. Okay, now what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to add some word art in here, just to make this really pretty and simple, but also inspiring. So I'm going to do dance. I'm going to use the phrase dance like nobody's watching. And I want to make this curly, so again, character, filters, curly, and I'm probably going to use the same font. So if I want to use a font that's already on my project, I can click this eyedropper tool here and select this. Now see how easy that is? That's super easy, and it takes it down to the same size too, which is not always my favorite thing, but it also does help to make that work if that's what you're looking for. Okay, so I've got dance. Now I'm going to like, and I'm probably going to change this font here in a minute, but I'm going to just go ahead and line all of this up. And nobody watching. Okay. So I'm going to take this, and I do want to add just one very, very simple font to my page because I've already got two different fonts. I'm going to choose that I want thin weight, and I think I want without serifs. So something like this, maybe? Let's see, I've got two options on this text. Extra light, italic, or light. I'm going to go with extra light. And I'm going to just, there we go. Now, I do want this to be pretty simple too, because if you're like me, I like my planners to be kind of black and white sometimes, because I like to use colors and stickers and things. And if I'm putting stickers in a pre-colored planner, it's probably not going to match. So if I do things in black and white and gray tones and things like that, then you can use it for whatever your theme of your planner is. You see? And so that's something that you might take into consideration when designing planner pages too, is to make it so that anyone who wants to use it can use it, because they don't have to worry about the theme matching. So making sure that your planner is black and white like this, someone could, go in with colored pencil or marker and color in behind this, and it's just simple and easy. Plus, I have heard before too that if you do black and white and you're deciding to print your planner, it will save you money on printing because it's not in color. So now I'm going to turn this just a little bit. I want it to be kind of dynamic word art, but also easy to read. And let's see, let's add some stars in there. So you're going to go to your star tool, shift, and there's another way to do this, but I like to do it this way, where I take the pen tool and I minus whichever point I don't want. So let's see, minus, nope, actually I want to keep this middle point, get rid of that one and that one, and go to my curvature tool, take this one and pull it down like that, and now I'm going to just rearrange kind of these points a little bit, just to make it a little bit prettier. There we go. And see, you can take this and it looks kind of like the North Star from Peter Pan. Zoom in, Control Plus, and I'm gonna just rotate it a little bit, shrink it if I want to. There we go. I think this would look better being up and down too, just so you can see a little bit what it is. Another star. And another star. And I'm going to take my black arrow, which is my selection tool. The white arrow is your direct selection tool if you just want to select a point, but I like my direct selection tool as it is much easier to work with, in my opinion. There we go. Alright, so that is how to make a simple planner page. And again, if you do want to purchase this design, one quick note before I finish that thought is I did not make margins really on this page. I made a little bit, but this is also more of a paper that you're going to print out and have laying on your desk in the daytime, not as much that you're going to be like sticking it into a planner book or something like that. So I did keep that in mind. So, but anyway, if you are interested in purchasing this planner page, you can check out my Etsy store, and the link for this page will be in the description below. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you do have something else you want to learn, then please comment it below. Please like this channel and help me to grow so that I can keep doing content like this. Thank you so much for watching. One last thing before I do end this video is if you want to save this as a digital planner page or a planner page you can print, you're going to go up here to File in the top left. You're going to hit Save As, and you're going to choose the format you want it saved in. I like to do PDFs. You're going to save it. Let's see, I'm going to change it to Dance Planner Page and save. And the way mine is set up is once it's, you're gonna hit Save PDF. You can see here View PDF after saving. So my PDFs will open once they're done being saved. I like doing that. I know that it's saved. I know it's looking right, and I can be reminded to check it. So there we go. You see that, and you can use this. Let's see if it'll let me marker. Yes, you can draw on here, or you can add text. At least in mine. So if I want to put that I need to go to a meeting, then I can just do that and use it as a digital planner page also. So this is a very easy way to save it, and then you can just upload it or you can print it up here. Yeah, so that's the last step of making a printout or PDF planner page. Now my PDF viewer, which is my Edge, Microsoft Edge, does not always cooperate with me like that, so I can't promise that your PDF viewer will allow you to add text and things like that. But if you have a PDF viewer that will let you do things like that, then this should work on your computer. So that was just a final note. Thank you again for watching, and please check back later.